Hello, my name is Jennifer Terri with Philippine Updates. Now we know that the monkeypox case, the first ever case, has been detected in the Philippines from a traveler who came from a country that has reported the monkeypox. And with that, NAIA and all the other airports in the Philippines, not just NAIA, Cebu, Davao, Clark, all the airports are putting in place strict screening for arriving passengers, especially from those with reported cases. Now we know two things will be done. First, incoming passengers from an international flight might be asked to roll up their sleeves upon arriving in NAIA. Aside from body temperature, the Bureau of Quarantine checks any skin rash on hands or arms. So aside from the thermal scanning, you may be asked to roll up your sleeves according to the Bureau of Quarantine officer. As you can see earlier, passengers are being asked to remove their jackets so we can see if there's any signs or symptoms of monkeypox. We do primary screening using the thermal scanner. So guys, when you travel, check your temperature upon arrival or even before you travel. If you're feeling sick, bring those meds. If you're feeling sick, you have cough or you are feeling itchy, go to the doctor. This is the responsible thing to do. If you're feeling sick, go to the doctor. First screening is thermal scanner. Second screening, you may be asked to roll up your sleeves or remove your jacket. Well, Jennifer, fever is very common. It could be anything. It could be just a simple colds, no? Fever can be anything. It could be UTI. No, it's very common. Anyone can have rashes too. There are other skin diseases in the world. For example, what if somebody has psoriasis? Normally it's very common for them to have rash. So there are multiple skin rashes. There are multiple diseases in the world that presents itself with rashes. Well then, would they take us as someone who has monkeypox or would they quarantine us? Well, another step would be evaluation. If a passenger shows symptoms like fever and rashes, the Bureau of Quarantine will lead that passenger to an exit separate from other travelers. He or she will be brought to a Bureau of Quarantine clinic for a second look. A BOQ doctor, the doctor of the Bureau of Quarantine, will then decide if the passenger needs to be treated at RIT Empo Research Institute or be cleared to go home. I think for me, the best po, if you have skin rashes that quite look similar with monkeypox, it's best you have proof that it's not monkeypox, like a doctor certificate. Yun lang naman po, especially if you're coming from Europe or the US, where they have reported daily cases, hundreds of daily cases of monkeypox. Now, BOQ, however, admitted that this additional measure might not be enough to prevent monkeypox entry into the country. According to Dr. Rachel La Rosa of the Bureau of Quarantine, not everyone will show fever, and then after the fever, the rashes develop. That is one of the challenges, so we can't say we can catch sick passengers on time. Yun naman. Well, according to one of our subscribers, David, who suggested that everyone should remove all their clothes when entering immigration area so we all can be screened properly. I know you're joking, David. Well, according to an infectious disease expert in the Philippines, it's not yet time to create a monkeypox task force. He says, however, he suggested that monitoring system needed to track travelers within the next 3 weeks upon arrival in the country. Another thing, guys, that this might be worrying, if one of your fellow passengers on the plane, if a traveler is found to have contracted monkeypox, contact tracers will reach out to those seated near the traveler to determine if they are also experiencing similar symptoms. Ayun po. Now, what if the person next to you or near your aisle or row is found to have monkeypox? You could be considered a close contact. So guys, we are a community of travelers here. If ever you develop symptoms like fever, rashes, please go to your doctor po as soon as possible, especially if you are in a country that has recorded many cases now of monkeypox. Let's do the right thing. Not just for ourselves, but for others, or fellow travelers then, even for your family. No? And remember that the quarantine could be very long for close contacts. 14 to 21 days. Oh my goodness. So God forbid they find another case among international travelers. Knock on wood. Now, are there any travel restrictions around the world? No, that's something we can be optimistic about. Grateful for that there is no travel restriction yet. Now, look at other countries, and what happens in other countries happens to us. Now, if they impose travel restrictions, malamang the Philippines will follow. As of right now, nothing. So don't worry about border closure, ganon. As long as you have no symptoms, if they ask you to roll your sleeves, then just do it. No, it's not a big deal. Well, it's still too soon to tell if monkeypox will have the same detrimental effects on leisure travel, on travel like COVID-19. Currently, case counts are rising across the world. The World Health Organization has declared it a public health emergency last July. Well, so far, California, Illinois, and New York in America stated a state of emergency. Travelers should practice CDC recommendations to prevent exposure. So what can we do to lessen exposure, avoid getting monkeypox, avoid skin-to-skin contact with people who have a rash that looks like monkeypox, then avoid contacts with objects that a person with monkeypox has used, well, obviously. And this is the last thing that is very doable. Wash your hands often with soap and water, or use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer, especially before eating or touching your face and after you use the bathroom. If you're using public spaces, it's really important to bring that hand sanitizer. You know, there are those cheap container. Let me show you mine. You can have these things, like what, $1.50 off of Amazon or Asian shops. Now, I always carry this with me. But you guys, if you're traveling, remember the limit on the liquid allowed. I think it's only 100 ml. So yeah, if you're traveling, dapat konti lang. Carry on luggage. Yan lang naman. These are the things we can do to protect ourselves and others. I'm really hoping, Europe, USA, countries with so many cases of monkeypox to do the right thing. Get those vaccines, do their testing. So if they can stop it, then I don't think it will spread to other countries. No, right now, it's only common among men who are having sexual relations with men. Pero it doesn't mean that us straight people can't have it. Anyone can have it. So if they can prevent it at an early stage, then it would be better for all the rest of the world. No, get those vaccines talaga. It's already existing. They can make it. They have the resources. Do the right thing. Listen to the medical professionals. Yun lang. For now, the Philippines still has only one case. And hopefully it stays that way. Pero parang realistically malabo. Pero right now, that's all the update about travel to the Philippines. I'm not trying to scare you guys. I'm just giving you information. The Philippines is still open. As long as you're fully vaccinated, no quarantine. Ganun pa rin. There has been no change. And register to One Health Pass, yan, is a must. That's all really the update. Today is August na pala. August 4. God bless you all. Be safe, be kind, safe travels.